Alright, so then you might say, well, how is that associated with the fact of the unknown? So, because I was talking about betrayal. I said if you betray someone, then what happens basically is that you manifest yourself as a set of snakes. And I said, well, how can I justify a statement like that? And the answer is, first of all, don't be thinking that we've never been preyed upon by each other, because that's definitely wrong. You know, humans are a very murderous lot, and we've been running back and forth across the surface of the earth, wiping each other out for a very long period of time. So the idea that you're full of snakes is a perfectly adequate idea, except maybe it's, you know, you're full of Nile crocodiles, except you're even worse because you have a huge brain and weapons. You're one nasty thing. And so for me to respond to you revealing yourself as something other than what I expected, as if you were a predator, is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And in fact, if you betray someone, it fundamentally is the case that you've been a predator in relationship to them. You know, it's more of an abstract predator in that you've been taking advantage of them, but who cares? It's close enough so that it'll work. So, if you understand, if you're willing to accept the idea that you use the same systems to deal with profound anomalies that your ancestors used to deal with predators, then there's a whole bunch of things that start to become clear. One of them is the symbolism that's associated with the unknown. But the other is the pronounced human tendency to demonize the foreigner. So we don't demonize the foreigner. We de-demonize them once we get to know them. They start out demonic. They start out as prey, predators. And it's very difficult for us to pull back from that. Now, I'm not saying that's the only way we respond to people who are different than us. Because, you know, they're unknown and the unknown is complex, and there's promise in that too. But we know that for human beings, negative emotions are far more powerful, pound for pound, let's say, than positive emotions. And the appropriate way for me to respond to you, if I don't know you, is to start out with the presupposition that maybe you'll kill me. Now, I don't know if you know how isolated tribes start to trade with each other. It's pretty interesting, eh? So maybe they'll get some idea that there's another tribe around, and maybe they'll observe that that tribe is doing something or rather that might be interesting, and so what they'll do is they'll find a border between the two territories, and they'll leave things that might be valuable there, and then they'll run the hell away. And then maybe what'll happen is the other tribe will come along, and if they want those things, they'll pick them up, and they'll leave some other things that are valuable that maybe they make behind. And then, you know, that's the beginning of trust. But it's certainly not, you know, we run up to each other and see what the hell is going to go on right off the bat, because God only knows what's going to happen if you do that. And so it's reasonable for us to conceptualize the foreign other as a predatory entity, even though obviously that has all sort of catastrophic consequences, but it doesn't matter. Like if you want to fix that, you have to understand why it's happening. So it isn't that we attribute to the strange person, the strange idea, or the foreigner, what's negative from a conscious cognitive perspective, although we might also do that. It's that that's just the way we are with regards to things that we cannot conceptualize or frame in.